And one thing we worked on all year, which you got great at in the playoffs, and it's hard for any offensive defenseman to learn, is when to be offensive and when to stay back and play defense. You did a fantastic job the last half of the season of knowing when to jump up in the rush and when to stay back in the rush. So proud of you, buddy. Pleasure to be your coach. Carter.
Congrats, buddy. Well deserved.
Congrats, Carter. Good work, buddy. Carter, man of few words. Very few words. I can count on one hand in 3 years how many things I've said to him. So, one thing you can count on Carter, come to practice in every game, give you 100%, knows the drills, pays attention, knows what to do. Honor to play with you. You proved so much over the last 3 years. Congratulations. Chop.
Big chop.
Okay, Alex is one of 4 players that came from House League this year and just added so much depth to our team. We couldn't have won it without these 4 guys that came from House League. They added so much to our team. Alex, one of the best compliments we give you all year as the defensive coaches, we practice patience with the puck. Patience with the puck. When Gene came and watched our first playoff game in Strathroy, he said, I can't believe how patient your defensemen are with the puck. They don't throw it away. And he said, especially Alex. He takes it. He does a couple of turns. Always takes his time with the puck. One thing, don't get down on yourself when you make a mistake. Okay, we all make mistakes. If you have a short memory, get back with the next shift and don't learn from your mistakes. All right, buddy? Great job. Ogo.
I literally look up to you.
The king. How are you? Stay here.
Ogo was a raw talent when he came up at the beginning of the year. He came from House League. We all knew he had great potential. He improved so much as the year went on. It was just an absolute beast in the playoffs. Okay, you were the anchor on the defense. You were the leader back there, and we couldn't have won it without you. It was my pleasure to get to know you this year and be your coach.
I gotta say, he was not unnoticed as he was named MVP of the whole Thorold travel team.
Oh yeah, good. Ogo, come here just for a second. Bob just reminded me of a story. So there's about 3 minutes left in the last game, and as you all know, we had penalty troubles like crazy. So Ogo comes to the bench and asks Bob, he says, Coach, you want me to come off? Bob looks at him and says, is your leg broken? Ogo says, no. He says, then get the hell back out there. Well, a little more language. There was an F word involved, but I haven't had enough drinks to say the F word yet. Nolan Tatum, come on up, buddy.
Oh, this guy's been around for a long time. Stay here.
Okay, my story about Nolan also. We're sitting on the bench one game. I can't remember the exact game that it was, but it was during the playoffs sometime, and he had missed a couple shifts because of penalties and power plays and whatnot. So I looked down at him. I said, Nolan, I'm sorry. I missed a couple shifts. So I'll make them up to you. He looks at me and says, Coach, I don't really care as long as we win. Okay, so another story of why we win championships because of kids like this. Pleasure being your coach for 2 years, buddy. Jesse. Jesse, another one that came from House League who just added so much depth to our forwards. Unfortunately, I don't think he ever was able this year to reach his full potential because of a knee injury, but played through it, never complained, always gave us 100%, one of the smartest players I've ever had the pleasure to coach. Okay, great job this year, Jesse. Appreciate it. Great job. Brian. I was going to say Leo. Remember Leo? Brian.
Oh, now you got to stay over here.
Our 4th player that came from House League this year. Just added, again, so much depth to our forward line. Always remember, Game 2 of the Strathroy series. One thing we worked on all year long was wingers staying wide, driving wide, sliding the puck across the net to somebody driving to the net. Brian took the puck wide. Nathan was driving to the net, set up a beautiful goal. You did a great job this year. It was my pleasure being your coach and getting to know you, buddy. Congratulations. Luca.
Oh boy.
Luca. Where do I start with Luca? One of my favorite players of all time, but he drove me crazy. We had some battles on the ice, but I still love you. One thing I'll always remember about Luca is he always wants to have fun, no matter what. And no matter, it means more than listening. He just wants to have fun and do his own thing out there. But I'll always remember that goal you scored in Game 3 at Strathroy. The best hands I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. Coming from behind the net, just roofing that backhand, top shelf, we win the game 1-0. Okay, and how many game winners did you score that series? The 3 in a row? The game winner in Collingwood, Game 1. Okay, bunch of game winners. Great job, buddy. A whole bunch. Nathan.
When he torched you that day.
There it is. Hey?
Great job.
Oh, where have you been?
Where have you been?
Nathan, what can we say about Nathan? Just had an unbelievable playoff for us. Against Strathroy, he basically put the team on his back and just took us to 3 wins in a row. Same with Collingwood. 2 game winners in games 4 and 5. You know, you just had a huge year. Great year. I wish you the best of luck in your new adventure in AA. We're going to miss you in Thorold, and all the best, buddy. It was a pleasure to be your coach. Congratulations. Fish, fish, fish.
Little less.
Congrats.
Great job, buddy.
Good job.
Ethan, what can I say? One of the best defensive forwards I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. He's just tenacious on the puck. Scored 2 huge goals against Collingwood the first game of the series. Got us off to a great start. If we lose that first game, we probably don't win the series. And just a little thing about why I coach so much. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, I'll be honest with you, putting up with parents and stuff. But when you're walking down the Penn Center, you're walking down the Penn Center with your fiance, and all of a sudden you hear, Coach Matt, and this kid's running at you across the mall. He just jumps and gives you a big hug and says, I can't wait for the party to get my ring. And that's what coaching's all about, buddy. It's an absolute pleasure. Jack Hale. Boy, did we have some battles on the bench this year. Jack is probably one of the hardest-headed players I've ever had the pleasure to coach. But I loved every minute of it, Jack. And what I'm going to remember about you, the 2 years I coached you, you scored some of the most beautiful goals I've ever seen a kid score. But the 2 most important goals you scored in Game 4 of the series were the 2 ugliest you've scored in your whole life. They were both just garbage goals, but you went to the net and you put that team on your back when we needed you the most, and you scored those 2, the 2-1 goal, the 2-2 goal. Okay, those 2 ugly goals will be the ones I remember for the rest of my life. It was an absolute pleasure being your coach. Great job. And last but certainly not least, our captain. Come on up, Kurt.
Woo!
Oh, buddy. Bobby's talking. We're playing it. Say captain, right?
Kurt is just an awesome player to coach. Always comes to the arena, works as hard as he can every game in practice. I was so happy when the kids voted him as captain this year because he deserved it. And what a captain does is in Game 5, we were struggling. We were losing 1-0. We had nothing going. I said to Teresa, we need somebody to make a play. And that person that made the play that got us going was Kurt. With that shot, top corner right over the goalie's blocker, then set up Nathan for the game winner. We couldn't have won that game without you, buddy. You put that team on your back, and you did a great job. It was an absolute pleasure being your coach. Great job. Okay, I'm just going to talk to my assistant coaches all together. Bob, Franco, Darren. I couldn't have asked for 3 better guys to get on our coaching staff this year. Usually as Richie and I are always looking to fill our rosters out, it's always a worry that we're going to get fathers that put their kids ahead of the team. With these 3 guys, not once this year did they put their kids ahead of the team. It was all about the team first, team first, team first. We had a goal right from the summer when we had meetings. We used to have meetings about having meetings. We talked so much. We were prepared, thanks to Franco and Darren were the most prepared guys. Bob was an excellent defensive coach. I can't say enough about these 3 guys. I would love to coach with you guys again sometime down the road. Thank you. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Bob. And of course, Richie.
We gotta get these guys.
I've coached